The world continues to talk about the forbidden door. Mickie James has broken her silence on how this whole Royal Rumble return deal came to be. We're going to jump into that. Plus, we have some news about the Elimination Chamber, and it's going to be rebranded to an entirely different name. What's up with that? Plus, we got some backstage news on Bayley's potential WWE return. Jeremy, Bennett, and myself, Jose G, are going to jump into these and more stories in the Freestyle Friday edition of Top Story. Here we go.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
This is Impact World Champion Moose, and you're watching Sportskeeda Wrestling. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
You better listen to Moose.
You better listen to Moose, guys, the Impact World Champion. What's up, everyone? It is the Top Story Freestyle Friday. As always, coming at you live at the 6 o'clock hour. I'm Jose G. Next to me, my partner in crime, Jeremy Bennett. We're going to dive into a bunch of stories today, especially the one that we've been all talking about all week with Mickie James. We're going to dive into that story that Ariel Helwani had a great interview with her today. So we're going to jump into that. Guys, as always, give us a like, a share, and a subscribe. Share today's show in your favorite wrestling group. If you're watching us on Facebook, if you're watching us on YouTube, give us a subscribe and smash that notification bell so you never miss whenever we drop brand new content. We just dropped a brand new exclusive interview with Impact World Champion Moose. I had the pleasure of sitting down with him and talking to him a little bit more about the Forbidden Door and Roman Reigns, and we talked about Brock Lesnar too. So, guys, give that interview a like, a share, and a subscribe, and let's spread it around. Let's make it go viral. How you been, Jeremy? You're feeling a little under the weather, aren't you, man?
I have tested positive for COVID, but
no, you son of a bitch, COVID.
But I feel fine. Otherwise, I'm just congested. I had a sore throat on Wednesday, but right now all I have is congestion, and I gotta isolate until Monday. But it was like I wasn't really gonna do much anyways because I'm gonna watch GCW and Terminus this weekend. So, it's not really derailing too many of my plans. I feel fine otherwise. So.
Well, we got some of our diehard loyal watchers and viewers here watching us on YouTube and on Facebook.
Larry David here.
We got Mark Hicks saying hello, everyone. Stephen Chambers. We got Christopher Ryan Cooper, Eric Oliveira. We got Lori Saka Casey. If you're watching us from the very first time, guys, make sure you sound off in the comments and let us know where you're watching from.
Big Stace in the house.
And if you're doing that, smash that like button. All right, guys, we're going to jump into all these stories in today's Freestyle Friday edition of the Top Story, guys. So make sure you get your questions in, sound off in the comments. We're going to get to all of those later in the show.
When did DJ Z show up?
Bam. Boom.
Remember him?
That's what I do. Yeah,
remember him from back. Well, of course he's in Legato now, but he had
that guy. You know what? That guy is money. All right, man. Let's jump into our lead story here. Mickie James. Mickie James has made big news last Friday with the SmackDown announcement of the Royal Rumble and all the returning women's wrestlers that are going to be coming on January 29th for the Rumble. Among those, Impact Knockouts World Champion Mickie James was announced for that. And all week long, we've been reporting on it, on how this came about. Today, she breaks her silence. She had a great conversation with Ariel Helwani from MMA Hour and kind of opened up on how this whole thing came about. Jeremy, what's the scoop here, bro?
Ariel had asked how it came together, and she said a few weeks ago, Scott D'Amore called her first just to see where she was at and if she was interested. She said immediately she was excited. Historically, this has never happened before for WWE to do this or to have anyone participate in the Rumble, especially acknowledge the championship with another company. It's cool. It shows a different amount of respect. I feel really great about it. In my mind, the last thing people bring up or talk about on the other end of the spectrum with them. It's cool to not have to be the thing or the last thing. I think she was referring to the trash bag thing. So she goes, I'm excited, honestly. Further on, she revealed that it was Johnny Laurinaitis that reached out to Scott D'Amore to first talk to him professionally. This is something they've never done. And she said they definitely talked first to see if it's something they could do. Impact worked together with WWE in the past when Flair went in the Hall of Fame and Christian Cage was obviously in TNA at the time. She goes, it wasn't unforeseen that it could possibly happen. I think that's why Scott reached out to me to see what my interest was. And obviously we were all able to make it happen somehow. I think it was going to be a surprise. We talked about it being a surprise, but the announcement and the response has blown my mind. It's incredible, different, and kind of historic. And to be the person to do it, it is really cool.
Yeah, man. I think this is a great thing, and especially coming from her. These are her words, right? Yes, it's historic because even though that we've had Impact and WWE work in the past, with the Hall of Fame and things like that, we've never seen anything in this capacity where they're bringing a champion and mentioning the champion, giving them, like she said, a different kind of respect. Tip to the hat to WWE, and this just makes me even more excited to watch the Royal Rumble.
We never thought this would happen under Vince, and so to see this happen under Vince and to see it happen in an era where there is a lot of forbidden doors opening is great. And if this leads to WWE and AEW working together in this capacity at the Rumble, it's going to blow the internet's minds. And I said this on Top Story Wednesday. Or maybe I said it in the chat because I was out yesterday. I think I said this in the chat. If AEW and WWE work together, we're going to win as fans. We're all going to win. And, hopefully that happens someday as well. If it's not at the Rumble, maybe someday.
Rob Scott watching us on Facebook. Mickie coming in as champion reminds me of Flair bringing in the NWA title. Absolutely. That definitely is right up there. Stephen Chambers watching us on Facebook. Be great story if Mickie wins the Rumble, gets into the Hall of Fame and main events WrestleMania, all just in one bag. Man, that would be kind of incredible.
Does she show up with the title?
I think so. She said in the interview that she carries that title with her everywhere. So and the fact that they acknowledged that she's Knockouts Women's Champion.
Yeah.
I think she is walking in.
And it wasn't just
into Dallas. Oh, into Houston. Where's it?
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
It wasn't just Pat McAfee going, because he pretty much has a lot of free reign to say what he wants. And it wasn't just him going off. WWE social media mentioned the title as well on Twitter and things like that. So it was not just Pat going off. Pat was probably directed to say that, to be honest, just based on what I've seen on social media and everything.
Who knows, man? But that doesn't take away from the excitement now and the build-up and the noise and the buzz that we're getting around this Premier Live event at the Royal Rumble. So I think this is going to be great.
And there's supposed to be a significant men's surprise too. And to me, significant doesn't say Ring of Honor or Impact. I think that says AEW for me, but you never know.
Exactly. And again, the chatter's out there. Everybody's talking about it. The buzz, sound off, guys. Get your questions in. Again, it's the Freestyle Friday edition of the Top Story, where the last segment of the show, you guys control it with all your questions and comments. So make sure you get those in. And remember, guys, make sure you are engaging with the show. So make sure you sound off with that like. Just go like that button right there. Just do that. Just like it. Whip it. Give us a heart. Give us a laugh emoji. Give us an angry emoji. It doesn't just react to the show, engage with the show, share right now in your favorite wrestling group. So that way we get all your friends involved in today's topics and conversations. Let's jump into our second story here, Jeremy. We got some more rebranding going on within WWE. We have now the Elimination Chamber being probably going another rebrand, maybe a little facelift. I don't know if they're going to change the structure again, but it looks like the Elimination Chamber name as we know it will cease to be, according to a report from good old Uncle Dave. Is that right?
Yeah, Dave Meltzer saying that it looks like that officials in WWE are looking to rebrand the Elimination Chamber into the WrestleMania Chamber. There's no word on if the name change has anything to do with WWE taking the chamber to Saudi Arabia, which we reported on a couple of days ago, which is plans on for that show on February 19th. Of course, the chamber has usually been placed before WrestleMania over the past few years, so it kind of makes sense that this is a key step. This has been a key step on the road to WrestleMania lately. So to rename it the WrestleMania Chamber really makes a lot of sense, especially if they continue to keep this on the schedule. I, for one, have always been not a fan of it being before WrestleMania. If the champion is in the match, if it's a number one contenders match for the other title at WrestleMania, where the Royal Rumble winner's already declared who they're going to face, I'm all for it being a number one contenders match, but I hate when the champion is in the match because a lot of times it's telegraphed on who's going to win. And I've never been a fan of that really, but it looks like it's here to stay. So
Yeah, well, one thing I've always liked about the chamber, especially during WrestleMania season, especially when they were really adamant about keeping the championships on each brand, was that Elimination Chamber served as like that second Royal Rumble-esque type of vibe where we're going to have this multi-man match to determine who's going to be the champion for our secondary title, or or vice versa. I think if you move it later down into season, like if you put it maybe on the road to SummerSlam, make that something big for whoever wins the chamber gets to decide who he wants to face at SummerSlam, which
that's
champion.
that's where I've always been saying to put it, is at that exact spot. I just don't like it before WrestleMania. I've always said put it before SummerSlam. It would be perfect.
Yeah, guy, sound off in the comments. What do you guys think of this name change? The Elimination Chamber changing to the WrestleMania Chamber, and they're thinking about probably pulling the trigger with this WrestleMania Chamber at the next Saudi Arabia show, right?
Yeah, February 19th. So that was the plan. I think we reported on that on Wednesday that they're going to bring it over. So actually, you guys maybe said that yesterday too, and I keep thinking I was on the show yesterday. I was kind of. I was in the chat. I think I was the one that said, "I wonder if they're going to FedEx it over to Saudi Arabia." So yeah, that was actually yesterday. But there's no word on if a men's and women's match are going to be held in Saudi Arabia in the chamber. But it almost sounds certain that chamber is heading over to Saudi Arabia.
It should be a sight to see whenever we get that show in February. Some of you guys commenting here, Eric Calavera watching us on Facebook. WrestleMania is a powerful brand. They're going to start using it in everything. WrestleMania SummerSlam, WrestleMania Armageddon, WrestleMania No Mercy. Yeah, we saw that with WrestleMania Backlash last year.
Yeah.
That pay-per-view did not do too well. Wasn't that the same pay-per-view where we had the zombies?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
It didn't really need to add WrestleMania to it. It was perfect as Backlash,
We have Valtsaya Tawari watching us on Facebook saying, has Brock ever been in a chamber match? I cannot recall.
I think he has, but
maybe earlier.
I'll do some quick research and see if I can find out.
Not entirely sure. We have Anthony and Asta saying that's pretty stupid if that's the case.
Never been in the chamber.
Nope, don't think so. Yeah. And some of you guys still commenting about the Forbidden Door. Would be awesome if it was John Moxley that makes his appearance. He has a history with WWE. Didn't have he kind of worked out. He fulfilled his commitment with his contract. He didn't, get released or anything like that, but he did sound off in a very scathing interview with Jericho about what went wrong down there.
He did say some things in this book up here too. But
yeah, which I got right over here too. It's like right there. All right, man. So let's jump into our third story here. We got Bayley back in the news. We reported a little bit earlier where she was teasing a return to the Royal Rumble, and with a tweet saying that if she was going to go back into the Royal Rumble, that she was going to purposely go in just to throw Kayla Braxton over the ropes to see her land on Michael Cole's face. But now we're getting some more reports. Again, I think this is also from Uncle Dave, if I'm not mistaken, about the timetable on when we can expect to see Bayley back in the ring.
Dave Meltzer mentioning that Bayley had tore ACL back in mid-July, and the expectation was her to be back after WrestleMania 38. Right now, the Wrestling Observer newsletter is reporting that Bayley is expected to be back as early as February, but her return date will more likely come in March. Of course, we mentioned earlier this week the betting lines for the Royal Rumble came out, and Bayley was the second favorite to win the Rumble at 9-2, only behind Bianca Belair at 4-1. So now with this news, I'm sure her odds are probably going to drop for winning the Royal Rumble. But you never know. You never know. This could be a smokescreen for a surprise.
It could be. It could be, and even as reliable as Dave is, he is wrong sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
he is.
And,
yeah.
he's wrong a lot of times. Let's just put it like that. So take it with a grain of salt as you can. We'll see. But I think I would love to see Bayley walk out in St. Louis, just because she'll get a pop. She'll get a loud pop.
January 29th is not far away from February. So
exactly.
He said as early as February, but possibly March. So we'll see.
So we'll still keep an eye out on Bayley and see what's going on here. Just some fun news here. We got some additional fun news. Braun Strowman, our wrestler formerly known as Braun Strowman, Adam Scherr, he launched today a new mental health app. He's getting into the tech business, bro. Adam Scherr launched a new app called Discuss, DISKUSS. He spoke today with Lance Allen of NBC affiliate in Milwaukee about the launch of the app, that it connects to users with licensed certified therapists, counselors, and life coaches 24 hours a day. It's fully encrypted, so all the information is safe. You could do stuff via audio, video, text messaging, and services. So looks like he's jumping into the mental health bandwagon. We've kind of seen this with like LeBron James and Calm and Michael Phelps with all these mental health apps. Adam Scherr getting into that. What's your take on this? I think this is really cool that he's done this. He's been open about dealing with depression and anxiety in the past, and him diving into this business venture. But I think this shows a different side of Adam. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea, especially for someone of his caliber to put something together like that. And he's mentioned there's been times in his career where things weren't going well and started, having mental issues himself. And so it talks about how he's been constantly badgered on social media and the internet. And so, he said it's kind of a way that helped him. So he wants to help other people by doing the same thing and offering the service. I think it's a tremendous thing.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think it's great. It's going to help a lot of people out there that don't really want to admit that they need help with something like this. And especially, like in the wrestling community, and especially in the internet wrestling community, a lot of us, majority is male, right? And just because you're a guy, sometimes you don't want to admit that you're going through some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a face like Braun Strowman. You see him as a guy, you be like, oh damn, that's a big ass dude. He's badass. But he's doing. You know what? If he's doing it, I'm gonna do it. So I think this is a great take for him. So let's see what the Sportskeeda verse is saying. Let's see here. You guys are sounding off here. I think I heard Asuka's hinting at coming back. Maybe she wants to face Becky Lynch.
I predicted that Asuka, Bayley, and Ronda Rousey might be surprises at the Rumble.
Let's see here. Well, you know what? Since we're diving into the comments, let's jump into Freestyle Friday. All right, guys. So make sure you are sounding off your questions so we can answer them for you in this Freestyle Friday edition of the Top Story. We also have a cute little video at the very end of the show that we're going to also show you guys. It's going to melt your heart. And if you are a parent, you want to make sure you get on this as early as possible. All right. So make sure you sound off in the comments right now. Get your questions in for our Freestyle Friday edition of the Top Story. I'm going to scroll back up to the beginning of the comments to see what you guys have asked that we may have missed. And you feel free to sound off, throw some stuff out there too, Jeremy, if you see anything.
Yep. Waiting for this to load.
All right, so we got Valtaya Tawari lead us on SmackDown tonight. Guys, I think this is great. I didn't see this coming. I think this is going to be really cool to keep building up that hype for the Royal Rumble. What is she going to do tonight? Is she just going to have a promo? She's going to have a face-off with Charlotte Flair. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe another surprise shows up tonight, or one of those. You got Lita advertised. Maybe somebody else shows up. Maybe Mickie James. Maybe maybe Kelly. Maybe some surprise. One of those surprise entrants shows up to confront her. A lot of things can happen, and that's what's so beautiful about the build to the Royal Rumble. Also, you're going to have Seth freaking Rollins there tonight facing Roman Reigns face to face. So it's shaping up to be a very good show.
Let's see. We already answered that question. Valtaya Tawari is asking, can Jeff Hardy return as Willow at the Rumble? I don't know about that.
Jeff Hardy was in my town last night. Unfortunately, I could not go to the show because I was under the weather, but a bunch of my friends went and saw him and had a good time. I don't know. I doubt it. I think that was some of the reason why Jeff wanted out. I don't think he wants to play Willow again, and I don't think they were going to let him.
Yeah. We got Big Stacy watching us here on Facebook. And by the way, yes, we do need to get you the big sizes. I know you're a big guy. We're working on getting this merch store put together for the watch out catchphrase. So we're working on that. But Big Stacy says, will Veer finally show up for the Rumble?
He's going to win it.
You think he's going to win the whole thing?
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, if Otis won a Money in the Bank, Veer can win a Royal Rumble. But, my money's on Johnny Knoxville right now, dude.
Oh, man. See the Photoshop work he's been doing lately?
It's so good.
On Instagram? That's been some good Photoshop work he's been doing.
Yeah, I reported on that a few days ago on the roundup, and he just has one that I think he's throwing Daniel Bryan out or something like that. I forget what it was.
The one he posted,
Rollins.
The one he posted today was he does an elbow drop on Big E.
Let's see here. Jumping into the comments. All right, Lori.
Why not? I mean, why not? I mean,
why?
You've been doing the Emelina thing with Veer for 2 months.
Do it for 6 months straight. He's still coming.
Just debut him. Come on.
Lori Sockett watching us on Facebook. What's up with Alexa? Well, Alexa had a little vignette on Monday night, and looks like she's going to some therapy, and she was a little destructive in the room. So I think they're just starting to build up like her recovery and her road back to WWE. I don't know what the exact road is, if they're going to plan to do some type of a babyface turn where she has like this mental breakdown and she snaps out of it and becomes back to, regular Alexa, or does she dive deeper into this, an evil entity of Alexa? So I don't know. What's your take?
I'm not sure. Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I mean, I like that character of Alexa's. So I wonder if it's going to be kind of something that they're doing with Boa right now in NXT, where it's like 1 minute she's normal, the next minute she's not, unstable. We'll see. Fully expect her to be in the Rumble too.
One of our top story loyals, Craig Backlund. What's up, broski? Watching us on Facebook is asking, do you see Lacey Evans in the Rumble? That's another one I do see in the Rumble.
Yeah.
She's been posting workouts with her kid, and she's looking in great shape. I think it's time for her to pull the trigger on her. They need her on SmackDown. They need these talents. They need them on SmackDown. Raw is fine. Raw has plenty of women. SmackDown right now with Sasha being out. All right. And there's another one that's out. The Toni Storm just quit. She left.
Yeah.
And Naomi's still hanging around, but she's got her storyline with Sonya. So who really is going to be the one to go up against Charlotte Flair? We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But I think that will be good. I think Lacey Evans coming back at the Rumble, she'd get a good pop.
Yeah, and I think she's been training, so I think You got to think she's got to be close to getting back. So that'd be another perfect place to have her is at the Rumble.
Oh, let's see here. Keep your questions coming in. Good time for the people you enjoy, the best family members and the friends you love.
Got a Ricky Ucchino winning the Rumble here.
That's a lot. Let's see here. What about Ronda? That's the biggest, if not the only question that matters.
I've been saying it for months now that she's going to return.
I'd love to.
I've been saying it for months. She's going to return at the Rumble, I think.
I would love to see Ronda Rousey back. The Rumble would be a perfect return. If we get all these returns, this quite possibly be one of the best Rumbles in the modern era.
Yeah.
With the return of Bayley, if we get Ronda, if we get this AEW crossover, this could very well possibly be the greatest Royal Rumble of all time if we get all these dream come trues, right?
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey is right up there, dude. I think if we can get Ronda back, put her back in that title picture, get her that one-on-one with Charlotte, put her on SmackDown on Friday nights, let's do it. Pull that trigger on Ronda. Let's see here. Stephen Chambers saying Knoxville gets the 24/7 title.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Kevin Owens for the win. Mark Hicks. I would love to see Owens finally get that big win at
either KO or AJ. I'd like to see win.
That'll be good too. Black Rob watching us. Paige. Well, it should be noted Corey Graves recently got cleared from his neck issue. Paige has also kind of been talking and contemplating getting that issue checked out with her neck too. Paige is definitely someone I would love to see. I just don't know if I want to see her now. I would love to see her a few years back. I just don't know if I want to see her now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I don't think she's going to be in the Rumble. Will she be cleared again and wrestle? I think so, but I don't think she's going to return at the Rumble.
Yeah. I actually kind of liked her when she was kind of like the authority figure, when she was a SmackDown general manager. I liked her in that role. I would love to see her do something like that again, possibly down the line. I don't know. Joey Porto watching us on Facebook. What do you guys think? Seth beats Roman. Roman Brock at Mania. AJ wins Rumble and challenges Seth. What are your thoughts?
Well, my podcast co-host Matt Black, who writes for Sportskeeda, he told me he expects Seth to beat Roman. But then,
you're talking about what I said yesterday.
Because I said in the chat that Matt said the exact same thing.
Yeah. It's an interesting take because the way that how I'm looking at things, which is exactly what you were about to say, is I see Seth beating Roman and taking that Universal title over to Monday Night Raw, changing it blue to red.
Yep.
Brock still is a free agent, beats Lashley at the Rumble, comes to SmackDown. Reigns still feuds with Brock. We'll still get that main event, but it'll now be for the WWE title instead as for the Universal title. We're still going to get it. It's just a different title.
Yep, exactly.
As far as who wins the Rumble, I don't know, because if we're getting this Forbidden Door whole situation thing, I mean, this can really throw a wrench into things, but this is WWE. It's going to be one of their guys that's going to get over, that's going to go over, right? Yeah. But still, I can't say that WWE's done crazier shit, but they have done some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we're going to go with a guy that has not. I think we're going to go with a guy that hasn't won it yet, and I think it's going to be either KO or AJ Styles. Right now, in my head, I think it's AJ Styles, but I can see KO winning it too.
And we're going to take our last question here. Ahmed Muhammad watching us on Facebook. How is Sasha Banks' status in WWE? So right now, she is dealing with an injury. It's a minor injury. She's expected to be out for about 4 to 6 weeks. It is a leg-related injury. So she has like a bruise, some type of contusion in one of her ligaments on down of her knee or her ankle area. happened during a match. So she's expected to be out 4 to 6 weeks. So we probably may not see her in the Rumble. So thanks for that question, Ahmed. All right, guys. Well, that is it for today's show on the Freestyle Friday edition of the Top Story. We want to thank you so much for hanging out with us here on this Friday afternoon. Just remember, guys, make sure you are sharing, and subscribing to the Sportskeeda YouTube channel. We're well on our way to 25,000 subscribers. All right. So we want to thank you so much for that. Continue showing us the support by liking, sharing, and subscribing, smashing that notification bell so you never miss whenever we drop brand new content. I got a brand new interview right now with Moose, the Impact World Champion. He talks about Roman Reigns. He talks about Brock Lesnar. Great interview, great guy to talk to. So make sure you check out that brand new exclusive that we have right now on our YouTube channel. Check that out. Give it a like, leave a comment. Let me know how you liked it. So make sure you show us support. Give me a follow on my social media, Jose G Official. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. You can also follow Jeremy Bennett at JB Huskers and check his podcast out, Lost in the Mid Card. So,
and if you're going to watch GCW, I won't watch tonight's show because that's during SmackDown. I'm going to miss that, but I'll probably watch GCW on Saturday and Terminus on Sundays. If you're tuning into those, follow me on Twitter. I'll be tweeting along with those. So
go ahead and do that now, guys. And remember,
we got a video, don't we?
We do have a video. We do have a video. We're going to leave you with a very cool video because it's very heartwarming.
It's Friday.
It's Friday,
baby.
We got to do the right thing. Let me bring it up.
Ended on a warm-hearted note.
Absolutely. Baby. Let me bring this up. Take that off. There we are. So this is something you posted, and this is heartwarming AF. So check this out, guys.
That's not all.
Oh, she's ready. She's ready. She is ready. Oh, Adam Cole. Love it. Love this little girl. My God, guys. And with that, remember, when you are watching wrestling, you have to do the single most important thing, which is what, Jeremy?
Enjoy wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you.
Watch out, watch out.